We're going to talk today about things that have to do with differentials and what differentials mean. Now, in your last session, Paul, we spoke to you about light and the requirements of light and the jurisdiction of light, as it were. And today we want to talk about differentials between light and what stands outside of the light. Now, the responsibility for you in this session is to allow the words to come. The placating of the self that fears the information that is to follow will happen clearly and responsibly through our light. We want to give you information today that is new to you and will have to withstand the counsel that you bring to it that states that this cannot be so, and that the words you speak cannot be in truth. Now, the reason you are having resistance to teaching in this manner is threefold. The first area of fear has to do with your issues of truth, and the fact that you are requiring truth to be at the center of anything that comes through you is a great thing, and we support you in this. But the fear that you could be misled, or are misleading the self and thereby misleading others, is the thing that has to be contended with now. This is actually a creation, and it's a symbolic one because it amplifies fear. And we want to talk about fear today, but we will get there soon. The second area of creation that you contend with in your resistance is the ideal of what should come through you. This should be wonderful. This should be coherent. This should have information that others will require. And we will say yes, those are all accurate desires, but, in a funny way, they have nothing to do with you. To the extent that you resign the self to being participatory to the channel as the vehicle for the information and not the designer of the book jacket, as it were, we will tell you what this book is as it is written. This is a different kind of book, and the reason you have not been given the information about what is required from it, because it would precede a level of resistance on your behalf to the information that wishes to come forth. Now, the alignment to the new information that we will bring through you is going to happen very rapidly. The dictation will be fast and spontaneous, and the regard for chapter headings and things like that will come into place as it is required, but that is an afterthought to the content of the book. The content of the book that we wish to write with you is about amplification of creation, how light is worked with, how you work with yourself, and how you govern yourself from a place of creative source. Creative source, we will say, is another word for the Christed self. You can operate from your creative self, and you will be in your Christed self. We are using this word creative not as a replacement for Christ, but to bypass fear of a readership that may have resistance to a configuration of consciousness that they have already labeled to be uninhabitable for whatever reasons to their lives and to their ability to access. So the interchangeable words, creative self and Christed self, will come into play in this book. Now, the second thing we want to tell you about the book is about responsibility to it through the response you have as the dictation occurs. You cannot allow yourself to become involved with the information as the information moves through you. And we are going to do our best to keep you in abeyance as this process happens so that you can remain accurate to the intention and to the vocabulary that is handed to you. And this is important. The requirement of this book to be in translation from your vocabulary to a vocabulary that will be held in higher frequency is part of this process. We will explain this later. Now, the third issue you contend with as the dictation occurs and your resistance to it is your responsibility to yourself. What does it mean to be in this position as a human being who holds forth and brings through a consciousness of the divine self, an aspect of the Creator into language and design that will support others in the manifestation of themselves as their Christed selves? Who are you to do this becomes your question, and the relegation of your fears respond happily to that statement, because you can always find reasons why you are not worthy of the mission you have been given. You have been chosen in a funny way to support this work, partially because your resistance allows for a declaration.